Different aspects of second language proficiency. We have been talking a lot about second language learning. It is as if we are thinking of this one unitary thing, one language, this one whole that has to be learned by the learners. It is as if the language itself is a unitary system. However, we have been talking about that the language is a combination of different modules. It is a combination of vocabulary, of grammar, syntactical structures, lexical items, and how everything is put together to form a discourse or meaning-making text. Now we need to see is that when we talk about this concept of that we want our learners to be proficient in a language, or a person is proficient in a language, what do we actually mean? So do we mean that this person whom we consider very proficient in a language has some good basic interpersonal communication skills? That person can communicate easily with anybody in informal context? Or do we mean that a person has this cognitive, academic, language proficiency? That the person knows how to read and write in a given language. So what do we actually mean? If you would like to see the difference between these two different aspects of proficiency, which Cummins has pointed out, think of somebody on the road who might speak very fluent Urdu, but if that person has never gone to school, that person may not be able to read and write in Urdu. So what is it? Is that person proficient in Urdu, or is that person not proficient in Urdu? To resolve this issue, Cummins divides the proficiency of any language having two different aspects. One relates to informal or basic interpersonal communication skills, and the other related to cognitive, academic, language proficiency, which he calls CALP. He reminds us that BICS and CALP are different. If we are talking about proficiency in BICS, that is basic interpersonal communication skills, that kind of proficiency more often than not really depends on exposure. The more you are exposed to a given culture where that language is spoken, we will pick up that language whether we are children or whether we are adults. And then, of course, it also creates and it requires at the same time cultural sensitivity. Which words mean can be used in a specific way? What do they actually mean in a given context? When is it appropriate to use a specific construction? What kind of language should I use when I'm talking to an adult or a superior? Or what type of language should I use when I'm talking to children or to peers? This kind of cultural sensitivity again comes with cultural exposure. And this is an important aspect of BICS or basic interpersonal communication skills. Nevertheless, this is different from CALP, that is cognitive, academic, language proficiency that we need from our students. We need from our students a proficiency to read, write, engage with the text, to use judgment, to use reasoning, to see what it means, and at a given appropriate grade level. So that would mean given their age or given to the level or grade they are in, they should be able to use certain kind of things or be involved in texts. So this is definitely different from BICS. What we as second language teachers are interested in, or what schools are interested in, is actually CALP, or Critical Academic Language Proficiency, because we require our learners to use that second language, for instance, English in higher education, to do things within the academic field, to express things. However, we need to keep in mind that a child who has good conversational skills might or might not have good academic English language proficiency. So we need to differentiate between the two.